So the Infiniti Q50 400 Red Sport all-wheel drive. Obviously it's an all-wheel drive car. It comes with Dunlop tires, 19-inch tires front and rear. Obviously you have the red painted calipers, that's a nice look to it. Like I said, this car will handle any conditions, rain, sleet, snow, whatever you've got. Extremely fast, like I said, 400 horsepower, 350 foot-pounds of torque. So this car is going to get you there in a hurry, and it's going to get you there in style. Yeah, looks pretty darn cool for a four-door. Alright, so right off the bat, let's give this one a try. So, 2020 Infiniti Q50 Red Sport 400 all-wheel drive. It's a long name. So basically, all-wheel drive car, 400 horsepower, 350 foot-pounds of torque. So this one will get down the road in a hurry. So let's just see how she does. Some of the features on the car, obviously, turbocharged, 6-cylinder engine, all-wheel drive. Has numerous driving modes, Sport Plus, Sport, Standard, comfort modes, snowy ice condition, all that kind of stuff. Paddle shifters, pretty much the whole works. Yeah, it goes. Yeah, it goes pretty darn good. That was kind of fun. Okay, let's get on the highway here and see how we do as far as merging in. Pretty nice day. Can't complain. About 70 degrees out in Colorado today. And yeah, she goes. She's pretty good. That's a pretty good runner. So, like most standard turbocharged cars, I mean, you've got that slight turbo lag until the turbo spools up, but very smooth, good acceleration, and a very linear acceleration too. I mean, it just moves and real smooth. Try a little passing here. Boom, boom. Yeah, I mean, we're right up to 75, 80 miles per hour, no problem at all. Feels nice and smooth. Okay, so let's take this Q50 on a little bit of a more curvy road here. So set it at the moment in Sport Plus mode, which basically stiffens up the suspension as much as it can, changes the transmission shifts. As far as the steering input, man, it feels really nice. Suspension feels very European, I guess you could say. It's firm, not uncomfortable, that's for sure. Just a nice feeling, stable car. Very confidence-inspiring. Let's see if we can move around this person here. Yeah, pickup's great. I mean, geez, no complaints there. Let's use the paddle shifters. Downshift. Not too bad. Just a very slight, time in between the paddle input and the transmission shift. Downshifts feel a lot quicker than the upshift. That's pretty normal. Stop here and go down to first. Full paddles. It's a little bit of lag, not too bad. And actually, no, not too bad as far as the timing on the paddles. Pretty darn good. Like I said, real comfortable suspension feel, real firm. Nice input, nice. Pretty darn good. Like I said, the only thing I can notice is just that slight hesitation on the shift, but I mean, real negligible. I mean, unless you're doing some really performance driving on a track or something, and even at that point, I mean, geez, it's negligible. The suspension feels great. Good turn in. very little body roll. I mean, hardly any at all. Like I said, all-wheel drive, so I mean, this thing's going to be awesome in the snowy conditions or rain or any kind of adverse conditions. You're not going to have any issues at all. Yeah, nice handling car. As far as the paddle shifters, metallic. I'm not sure exactly what they're made out of, but probably aluminum or something like that. Good size. As far as your shifter here, I mean, it's still a nice traditional feeling type of shifter. It hasn't gone to one of those weird kind of really robotic feeling type shifters. And as far as instrumentation, clear, no problems there. Everything looks great. Center console is not too distracting. It's kind of like that aluminum kind of carbon-y look to it as well, so I like it. This selector knob right here for going through the different mode settings if you don't want to use the steering controls is nice. Double cup holders, obviously, standard issue stuff right there. But no, that's a pretty darn nice looking car. Handles pretty darn nice too. U-turn here's the turning radius is nice. No issues. And back on it. Yeah, it gets down the road. Yeah, it's a pretty quick car. So the interior on the Q50 is as you would expect. Beautiful. Pretty much has everything you'd want in a luxury sports sedan. Of course, leather seats. You can also adjust the bolstering on here as far as for your leg support. All electronic control. Everything's electronic in the car, obviously. Has the paddle shifters like we discussed earlier. Beautiful display. Analog gauges with a digital center cluster. Navigation systems, easy to read. Memory seats, obviously. Heated seats. I mean, pretty much everything you could want is in this car. Just a really nicely done interior. And as far as my fitting in it, like I said, I'm about 6'5", 200 and something odd pounds. Well, let's make it like 250 pounds. But anyway, and I fit in it perfectly. I mean, nice driving position, minor adjustment on the seat, really good to go. Electronic steering wheel control as far as adjusting your steering wheel to your settings and how you like it. Just a really nicely done car. Really good feeling steering wheel, good size for performance driving. Yeah, I mean, I like it. They did a good job. So as far as the interior on the Q50, I mean, it is a really nice place to be. Like I said, great steering wheel, good size. I love the red stitching around the car. You'll see that as well. Information, as far as the information cluster in the middle of the dash, really nicely done. I mean, bright graphics, really nice. I do like the analog gauges. I still like those. Those are one of my favorites. Paddle shifters, like I said, are really nicely done. The metallic paddle shifters, good feel to them, like a good weight to them, and they just feel solid. As far as the steering wheel controls, obviously you've got all the different cruise control settings, stereo settings, and I mean, there's so many different features and things that you can press on this car. I mean, it's just buttons galore. Driver's side door obviously has the standard issued buttons. As far as the controls for your seats are right here, as far as the two position adjustments, as far as driver and co-driver. And then as we come around the dash, like I said, just nicely done. I really like this kind of twin screen design right here. I mean, there's so many different things you can do on this, and I mean, it's pretty spectacular. I mean, really crisp graphics, nicely done. As far as the center console area coming down, here you have your shifter. Obviously, you can put it into drive mode, or you can put it into manual mode, slide it over, and then start using the paddle shifters. You can also use the paddle shifters as well. It's in the full auto mode as well. This one here is to control basically your screen functions up here, obviously. So as you turn that, it adjusts the screen functions on your main console. Twin cup holder, like I said, kind of cool finishing here as far as this aluminum kind of carbon fibery type look. It's really neat. There's the bolstering stuff that I was talking about, where you can slide that forward and backwards for your legs, as far as giving you better support for your legs. There, center console opens up. Got a couple of USB jacks in there. Looks like a 12 volts as well. So you know what you'd need as far as keeping stuff in there. Then as far as the seats go, I mean, man, they're really comfortable. I really like this kind of diamond kind of weaving that they did in the seats right here, just nice and supple. The leather feels fantastic. I mean, just a really nicely done car. It does have a Bose audio system, and it really rocks. I gotta tell you, it's a great system. This particular one also has a large sunroof on it, of course. So there you go for your nice warm summer nights and hot summer days. If you don't want to use the air conditioning, really nicely done. So as far as the center console controls, so as you'd expect, this one does pretty much everything. It does Apple CarPlay, Android systems as well supported on it. So it's just ready to go for whatever you have. Like I said, it's kind of cool. It has this kind of twin screen design, and I mean, there's so many different things you can do with it. I mean, it's really crazy how many different functions there are and what's going on. I mean, there's all the gas prices. I mean, well, that's crazy, isn't it? $1.19 at Costco. Okay, I'm going to be stopping by there. Of course, you do have the push button start as well. And let me see if I can kind of show you what the paddles look like from the rear. There we go. As far as those paddles on the shifter, I mean, nicely done. They just feel really good, really solid. So bravo, good job. So as far as the rear seat, I have it pretty much adjusted to where a normal driver would usually sit. You know, average like 6-foot person. Slide in. Really not too bad at all. They kind of sculpted the back section here as far as for your knees to kind of sit in a little bit better. And actually not too bad. I'm kind of surprised. As far as headroom goes, it's a little bit lower than I would want. Obviously, like I said, I'm kind of a taller person, but I think for an average person, it fit pretty darn well in this car. And I mean, let's face it, who's going to really sit in the back, except for the kids and your, you know, in-laws when they're visiting, right? It does have the center armrest, which is nice. The upholstery is really beautifully done. I mean, really nice job as far as this black with the red leather, the red stitching going around. I mean, just a really nicely finished interior. That's nice. So as far as the trunk space in the rear of the car, quite a lot of trunk space back here. It's got the ski pole and ski kind of pass-through panel in there as well. And then, of course, if you pull these little lanyards here, you kind of reach in and push down the seats. Oh, there you go. As far as like kind of a pass-through deal. So ample room for all your luggage and your skis, which is going to be handy because don't forget this is an all-wheel drive car, so that's going to come in handy. And of course, here we are, the business end of the Q50, the V6 twin turbo engine, 350 foot-pounds of torque and 400 horsepower. So yeah, this thing is going to move. So here you have it, folks. 2020 Infiniti Q50 Red Sport 400 all-wheel drive. Great car if you're looking for a family sedan, a sporty family sedan. It's going to keep up with any BMW or anything that Audi throws out there. This is going to be the car for you. So remember, twin turbo, 400 horsepower, 0 to 60 in about 4.5 seconds, all-wheel drive, and 4 doors. I mean, it covers every base. Just a really great car. Good job, Infiniti.